Well, good morning folks, and welcome back to another day on the road. I forget how many days it is, maybe day 7 or 8 now actually on the road. Today we've got a fairly long day, about 240 miles. We're going to be riding to a place called Prince George, which compared to other places we've been to is quite a major town stroke city. So looking forward to checking that out. Just show you the map where we are. This is what we're doing today. We're doing this orange line. We're here at Smithers and we're going to track her down here. There's an option to go up and see a fort at Fort St James or straight along to Prince George. And that little orange line there is, believe it or not, about 240 miles. Just to give you some context, look, here's Vancouver Island. We're up here probably about 400 miles north of Vancouver Island. So should be a good ride. I think it's going to be pretty hot today. It's already about 22 degrees. It's going to go to about 30 degrees centigrade. So it's t-shirts and light jeans today. Looking forward to the ride. We'll see you on the road. Well, this is a rather excellent little stop at the town of Burns Lake. Okay, a bit busy on the main road maybe, but there's a little coffee shop here which seems like it's got our name written on it, so we're going to go and check that out. And there comes Andy and Petra. This looks good, doesn't it?
I'm always.
Hello. Looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Is it
Miles
good?
away.
Is it?
Best. Yes.
Who says?
I say.
Okay, fair enough. Then.
And I think
Definitely is then. Check out the incredible stuff I got here. Looks like our sort of place. Right, we're causing a bit of a stir in here, but check this out.
Are you in a peak moment?
Good. Right, to the bikes. Thank you. Cheers. Bye. Well, that was fantastic in there. The giant croissant thing did actually defeat me, but it was fun trying. Where's me missus gone?
Woo.
Good in there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's a hot one out here.
Right, back to the bike. See you on the road, folks. See you on the road. So Alf in the support vehicle caught us up. Sadly for him, his bike is on the back of the trailer now. What a bummer. We're ready to roll again. Oh, that's good. Oh, our wet buff trick seems to work a treat. I'll recommend that to the house. Right, we're at Vanderhoof, which is basically just a little town en route. And there is a cafe over there that Mrs. Fry's just gone to check to see if it's open or not. So let's hope she comes back with a thumbs up. What do we think, my angel?
The cafe is closed.
Oh, what a shame.
There's a bit of information in there about pioneers.
Okay. What about information about pie and beers?
Idea where you guys coming from?
We started in Anchorage.
Oh,
and we end up in
Portland,
Oregon.
on the 26th.
Nice.
Via Montana.
BC,
Oh my
you know,
gosh.
so we're in BC, the Rockies.
Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
so I
where
used
we
to live
going?
in the Rockies, so
Cool.
out that way, and I've been to Montana. So you are here. You're
Yep.
at the Cultural Center.
Well, that was brilliant. Nice chat to the lady in the information centre who gave us loads of information, particularly about where to go and get some food. So we're going to jump on the bikes and just use a bit of old-fashioned navigation, a bit of hand-eye coordination. What are the chances of that working? We'll see anyway. We've got a rough idea of where restaurants are, so that's where we're headed. Right, we've just left the visitor centre and the very helpful lady. We're looking for something, I think it's Burand Avenue or Burat Avenue, something like that on the left. And we head down there, that's where all the restaurants are. So keeping our eyes skinned. Right, so we're on the hunt for a cold drink and found somewhere good to park. And there appears to be some sort of an inn here, so should be good. Fabulous bit of aircon in here, I'm liking it. Puck of Warsteiner in here for those of us that aren't riding. Those of us that are, put a Diet Coke in a sensible manner. Right, well that was a fantastic little stop in there. Nice and air conditioned. Had a quick bite to eat and a drink. Very friendly service. Unfortunately the battery ran out on my other camera, so I didn't get any shots of what we actually ate. Well, I think I took a photograph of onion rings. Anyway, we're now going to head down to the RV park, which is near the river. Apparently you can go for a paddle there, so that's the plan. We'll follow you. So we're properly off-piste now. This is not part of the official tour. We're doing our own thing. We'll probably get into trouble, but what the heck. We won't get into trouble. You can do what you like on these tours, it's fine. Clear left, clear right. So it turns out Vanderhoof is quite a nice little place. There's a motel there, look. They could put this on the official itinerary. Right, this is where the lady in the information centre said we should come. There's plenty of parking and we can get to the river apparently. So, not one to give up the chance of swimming somewhere, anywhere. We've actually found this little riverside part, which was recommended by that nice lady in the visitor centre earlier to go for a bit of a swim. I'm certainly not going for a swim, but Carol and Petra seem to be wanting to, so it sounds like a good idea, but the practicality, maybe not so much, but it is a very hot day. It'll be refreshing for sure. Anyway, here's the river. Oh, nice. You're making that look easy.
Oh, well, it's only so long I can hold my stomach in.
Of course I would go in, but somebody's got to do the camera. Well, I've no idea how Andy's going to dry his hair. This is outrageous. Alright, so we made it to our hotel room at long last here in Prince George. What a long day's riding that was. It was only 240 miles, but it was all pretty much all those dead straight roads. Not a great deal of scenery, so it was pretty difficult, and it was all I could do to stay awake in the last bit of it. It was 91 degrees at one point as well in all our kit. So I'm going to get in the shower and get something to drink, and then hopefully all will be well. But check out the hotel. This looks very nice indeed. Bit of a train theme going on. That's because Prince George was founded upon the railway. What's the loo like? Is it good? Let's have a look. Coming through, look at this. Oh, functional, I'm told. Okay, that's alright. Right, anyway, this will be absolutely fine for, we're only here for a night, and then we hit the road tomorrow to Jasper. But before that, we've got a pleasant, relaxing evening here in Prince George. Well, good morning folks, and welcome back to Prince George, where it's dawned once again a beautiful sunny day. Check this out. And behind me there in the shadow, in the sunshine, is where we stayed last night. It's the Sandman hotel type motel place. Very comfortable, clean, but it's very much a transit day yesterday, so as you can see we're just on the highway here. Today what we're going to be doing is making our way down towards the Rockies, which should be absolutely splendid. So on the map here it's the pink line that you can see. So Prince George, down the Trans-Canada Highway, also known as the Yellowhead Highway, past Mount Robson, down to Jasper, which is in the national park. So we're going to have to buy some tickets for the national park when we get there, which is going to be interesting, and the end of the journey should start to look good as we get into the Rockies proper. We cannot wait to get back on the bike. Got a quick bite to eat first in the local Denny's here, and then we'll get back on the bike. All right, we'll see you then. Oh, breaking news before I do get back on the bike. Forgot to mention a bit of news regarding our support driver. You remember Mark, who sadly got ill and had to leave the driving of the big pickup to Alf. Well, the good news is that Motorrad Tours are sending out another support driver, and it's not any old person. It's my old mate Nigel, who was our tour leader on the Norway trip. So I cannot wait to see Nigel again. He's going to be driving the beast for the rest of the tour, so that's excellent news. So get well soon, Mark, and look forward to seeing you, Nigel. Alright, so thank you, Sandman Inn. After a bit of a protracted breakfast at Denny's, not exactly a fast food store, it turns out, that one, we're on the road again, but not too much to see, I think, as we leave Prince George, but should be some good views a bit later. Right, see what we've got to do. Exit hotel left, follow Jasper to exit town. Okay. Alright, so a bit of a shame we didn't have a chance to look round Prince George, because it is quite a significant place. It is, as I think I might have mentioned, it's the largest town or city in British Columbia, but we didn't really get a chance to look around because we arrived relatively late and then went out for food, but we had a good time there. Excellent restaurant we went to last night called Mox's, which was just near the hotel. Had some wild drinks there, it was all good. Let's follow this car, he seems to know what he's doing. So according to the sat-nav, 239 miles today, and then we're in the Rockies proper, so that's going to be exciting. Bit of a late getaway this morning because of the protracted breakfast. It's now 9:32, it's already 69 Fahrenheit, so it's going to be another scorchio today. Right, quick look on this sign. Got signs to Jasper and Edmonton. Bit of a confusing junction this for a Brit. There's lots of traffic lights everywhere. I assume it's that middle one we're looking at. I'm not quite sure whether there's a filter light or what happens here, but one way to find out. Filter light it is. Right, red petrol pumps here, just to confuse us slightly more. Anyway, let's get tanked up. So, all juiced up. Haven't quite got enough to get to Jasper, so we will have to fill up again before we get there, but so far so good. Looks really nice around here actually. It's like so many Canadian towns and cities, because there's so much space, it's spread out, so it does give it a nice airy feeling around here. Lots of trees around, all very pleasant. But Prince George is by far the busiest place we've been to yet, I think. It certainly feels more, there's more happening here than even back in Anchorage, which was the previous biggest place we've been to, I think. It'll be interesting to see how that develops as the tour goes on. Have to actually pay attention to the riding around here. If you catch these traffic lights wrong, which we seem to have done, it can be quite tedious on these grid systems because it's just one street to the next. This is 6th Avenue, we're looking for 1st Avenue, so potentially another 5 sets of traffic lights to go. They're all green down there at the moment, but you can bet they're going to go red by the time we get across this one. Right, we have a green, let's see. Can they make it? Try not to kill that person. Oh no, look, they're changing to red already. Bother! And so it goes on to 1st Avenue. Everything green ahead, but you watch those change by the time we get there. Here we go. Will they make it? The race is on. They're going to make it. They're going to make it. Yes. Result. For a little while at least. Right, so we're clear of the Prince George downtown area. There's a massive double-decker trains here. The trains in Canada always amuse me. Hopefully we might see some of those later. They can be miles long, literally. It's incredible. So according to the sat-nav, we've got 70 miles on this road until the next turn. So hopefully the nav will be alright. Check out this river. That is pretty massive. And lots of industry to our left as well. Presumably that's to do with timber processing, I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Right, time to settle in, speak to you downrange a little. Check out this road for a straight one. As far as the eye can see, I can see probably 2-3 miles absolutely dead straight. This is where cruise control will be dead handy. Somehow the support vehicle has ended up ahead of us. That's a little outrageous. I don't know how he gave us the jump. Maybe he didn't stop for fuel when we did. I think that's the first time we've actually seen the Black Beast on the road. Alf enjoying himself and Roller's support driver. Not. He'd far rather be on his motorcycle. I have to say, I'm absolutely chuffed though that our replacement for Mark is going to be my old pal Nigel. And it's not like, don't get me wrong, I'm sad to see Mark go. He's a lovely guy, and it's a shocker for him that you know, he's had to be called off the trip, because I know he was really looking forward to seeing it through. So real shame for Mark, but Mark's lost, Nigel's gain, I guess. And, we have seen Nigel a few times since the Norway trip. Me and the guys from that trip have met up a couple of times since then. Also, we saw Nigel, I think, at the ABR festival a few months back, so it's not been ages and ages, but it'll be good to be on the road again with him, so looking forward to seeing Nigel again. Okay, wind on 20 miles and you can just start to see the foothills again, getting bigger as we approach the Rockies. I guess that's it anyway. Some massive hills just on the horizon. Okay, so wind on 30 miles or so, we come to our first potential stop point of today's ride, which is the Ancient Forest Centre, where apparently there's some pretty impressively sized cedar trees. So we could do with a little break. We've done 71 miles today so far, so it'd be nice just to jump off the bike and stretch our legs for a bit. Let's go and check out some cedar trees. So here we are, 70 miles into our first day's ride, and we're at the Ancient Forest. Home of the Caledonia Ramblers Hiking Club, it says here. So let's go and see what we can find. So Mrs. Fryer makes her first appearance of the day. Here she is. She's been
Hello.
just admiring the pit toilets there, which we will be making use of. Now they may sound a bit grim. Let's come around here. They may sound a bit grim, but actually the pit toilets we've used to date, I've spared you the video of those, have actually been pretty flipping good, haven't they? They're clean, they don't smell, they work.
Well,
They're the envy of the civilised world, I think.
you don't want to look down.
No, best not to look in
But
them.
they don't smell, and generally they're quite airy and clean in the environs.
When you got to go, you got to go. Right, a little bit of a one. Apparently it's about a half a kilometre walk up here, which we really want to do in 90-degree heat. Actually, a walk's quite nice, isn't it? Gives our legs a little bit of a stretch.
Ooh.
And we're led to believe there are some impressive cedar trees. So how impressive can that be? What?
The pets must be on there.
Oh. So these are the Ancient Forest interpretive trails, and we thought we might interpret these through the medium of dance. No, just joking. We're going to have a walk through and see if we can find a big tree.
Your specs.
Do they work?
Well,
What's Alf going to do? You can't just abuse him. You're abusing the tour leader. You can't just take his...
I've got
No,
my
if
hat,
I was
so
a-
I've got
if I was
shades on.
abusing him, I'd be slapping
They're
him.
actually
This is
level
outrageous.
ballistic ones as well.
Are they? So if anyone shoots at you,
Yeah, you'll be alright.
you're all
No, I
right.
just duck.
Are you wandering with us?
Yeah,
You coming up?
let's
Let's go and see a big tree.
Woo!
What's not to like?
Big trees.
So as much as we're pleased to be having a walk, turns out this particular interpretive trail, and we're not doing it through the medium of dance before you think about that, is all uphill. Come on, put some effort into it.
Well, they got short stuff.
Come on.
push, 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 push.
There's good news and there's bad news. The good news is there's actually a boardwalk. The bad news is it's just steps up. To be fair, that is quite a big tree stump.
Stumps go. That is large.
Yeah, there are some pretty big trees here, to be fair. You know when things seem like a good idea at the time? Well, this did. Excellent news. We're nearly at the big tree. It's exciting, isn't it?
I've just got tree beard, radius tree and big tree. So
Yeah, we're doing big tree.
big tree. Got to go and see big tree.
Yeah.
Anything else you've
My tree beard's intriguing.
Yeah, what's the tree beard?
I don't know, but it's a long way round, so I'm
Do I
not
feel
too
like it's
bothered.
bigger than mine?
Right, cunningly, I'm letting Carol and Alf go first now to give a sense of scale. Keep walking, Carol. Because these things are actually pretty massive. The downside of that cunning plan means you have to see how wide Alf's legs are, so I apologise on his behalf. You might want to turn your contrast down at this point. Check him out. Glad you brought them now, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
So it turns out this little section we're in here is actually a temperate inland rainforest, which, as you'll know, are pretty flipping rare. And normally they're near the ocean, but or the sea, as we call it in England. But in this case, BC can sustain this one because of the amount of snowfall. So there's loads of snowfall down here, and then the meltwater sustains the growing of these massive cedars. Now, I think you'll be quite impressed by my knowledge of that. It's because I read it on a sign just down there.
Trees.
Okay, roll on sometime, and the expedition has come to a little bit of a crossroads, as it were, because we're looking here on the Interceptor trail. According to this and our nav skills, we are at Big Tree. So the question is, which one is it?
That one looks quite big.
Yeah, yeah.
This looks thicker though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it depends what they mean by big, doesn't it? Yeah. They're undoubtedly big. And sadly, there's one that's come down there. Wouldn't that be a choker if that's Big Tree? Anyway, it's very nice, whatever. So up here and left, if my map reading skills are correct. All has been resolved. We've found a viewing point, surely for the Big Tree.
Big tree.